Hi, my name is Victoria Socas. I'm 14 years old. I'm from Venezuela, and I'm here because I wanted to my voice be here, and because I am a very dedicated and study person, and I want that my voice and my ideas to be shared with everyone.
Yeah, awesome. Owen?
Hi, my name is Owen Connolly. I'm from New Jersey, USA. I'm 18 years old, and I would say that I'm here to hear perspectives from people with all different backgrounds and all different points of view. So I'm excited.
Awesome. Alfonso?
Alfonso, I am 14 years old. I'm here because I think this is very interesting, and I think that I could apport my point of view.
Awesome. And we're going to be happy to hear that. Sara?
Hi everyone, my
There you
name
go.
is Sara Semidi. I am from São Paulo, Brazil. I am 18 years old, and I'm here because I think I want to hear another opinions about a lot of people, because here there are a lot of people from many countries. So I have opinion, but I want to hear everyone because I think it's important for us to know that there are a lot of perspectives and different opinions and know about a lot of things. So I think it's important to hear out everyone. So that's why I'm here.
Awesome. Hannah?
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm 16 and I'm from Ireland. I'm here because I like talking about important things or like things that I think are important, and I like hearing other people's opinions. So I think that'll be good.
Yeah, awesome. All right, guys, thanks. So the first, big topic, how your social life has changed because of the pandemic. So as a result of the pandemic and, not being able to have as much contact with friends or people that who you might see on the daily, even if they're just a close acquaintance or something like that. Like Owen said, sports, being able to see your teammates every day or hang out around the same people or do something that you love, you might have not had access to. So someone just tell me about how, that interaction has changed with people. Have you been starting to go back to normal, or does it still feel weird or awkward?
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. I think one of the biggest things for me that was lost during this whole thing was social interactions and just those daily, seeing people in the hallways of the school, saying hi, hanging out outside of school. It was definitely different. It took some time to adjust, not being able to see and hang out with people the way that I used to, that so many other people used to. But thankfully, as this has kind of come to a close and we're in the summer now, so it's been there have been a lot more opportunities to see everyone, which has been good, which I was really grateful for.
Yeah, so you're starting to feel like you're being able to go back to a little bit normal, see a little bit more people, and that's good, and that's what we're all hoping for. Victoria, why don't you tell me about how your social life has been impacted by the pandemic so far?
Well, it has been impacted really hard because, well, I go out, but not that much how I used to. I lost many friendships, a lot, because we were not seeing each other and we were not talking that much. And of course, with classes, we were just like interacting by screen. So it was really hard. How I said before, I don't go out that much, but when I go out, I enjoy it. And I hope that this can get to normal back soon, because that way I can interact with other people, because I need to.
Yeah, I felt like that even though I had a lot of best friends who I still talk to every day, I felt like there were a lot of people who I was school best friends with, who I saw every day in person. And whenever we talked or communicated, we always had a laugh, or always had a good time. But because we didn't get to see each other in person, on both ends, we kind of stopped reaching out to each other, and not on purpose, not because I didn't want to, but just because it didn't feel the same. So COVID in my mind definitely had an impact on that, or even some of my best friends who I couldn't see. It definitely took a toll on our friendship, people who I've known my whole life, because we used to hang out every day. We used to go play sports or just hang out or whatever, but we couldn't like see each other like we usually could. So it's definitely difficult. So the rest of you guys, anyone want to share?
Yeah, so I'm going in. So as for me, like you said, I totally get it. There are some friends that we call friends, of course, but they are like school friends. And that it's really something that happened to me because I'm not the person that have like many friends. I usually have classmates and I have friends, like we were friends, best friends. And these classmates, I used to talk to them every day. We used to laugh and have a good time. But then when you go online, it's just, oh, did you do the task? Did you do the project? Okay, yeah, that's it. So it wasn't the same thing, But I was lucky enough because I have 3 brothers, I have 1 sister, so I have real company at home. So it wasn't so hard for me in the way of communicating and having someone to talk with because I have my family. But of course, I missed my friends. I have my neighbor that is my best friend, and even though she is my neighbor, like she lives on the other side of the street, I couldn't see her because things here in Brazil were really, really, really rough with COVID-19. Like we couldn't go out and it was really hard. But like you said, I think I adapted, and my colleagues, my classmates, I get away of talking to them because I knew that it was difficult for all of us to keep in contact because I'm not a person that keep on WhatsApp all the time and talking all the time. Like for me, it's not like that. I used to make video calls. So I think that these apps like Clubhouse and these things that are fun to have with friends, I think this is a way that I get it to talk with my friends. And also I saw that in the topic that you mentioned, we also were going to talk about social media, right? Because I think it's related somehow, social medias with our friends and contacts nowadays. So yeah, I think that after we just stopped talking with many friends and it was difficult to communicate, as for me, I get really depressed. I was really, really sad. Joe, because I couldn't talk with anyone. I wasn't a person that used to talk with WhatsApp and be so communicative in my cell phone. So I think that social media brought this, that we could learn how to talk on social media. But then when things were going get back to normal, I saw my friends and I was like, oh my God, how do I talk to you? Like we forgot how to have a real conversation, how to sit there and don't use your cell phone, like don't be like, oh my God, I'm going to see this. Oh, you want to see this TikTok video? Like we forgot, I think, how to communicate, how interact. And this is something I'm working in because now I can see my friends more often because here in Brazil things are really better. So this is something I think that I'm working in, to not be so addicted to cell phones because we did that right and at home because we had to use cell phones to study, to work, to do projects, to do everything. Like it wasn't a choice, we had to. So I think this is a thing that I'm working to, and I'm getting better at it. So yeah, that's my experience. That was it.
Well, I appreciate you bringing up social media for sure, because I know everyone has had a different relationship with social media, or at least communicating over it with your friends through the pandemic. For me, but right before COVID hit, I was off of my social media. I deleted all my apps for almost a year, for 8 to 10 months, something like that. Just no reason. School started. I was like, I don't want that, so I got off of it. But then right as COVID hit, I you lose that contact with your friends, and the only way that everyone talks to each other is through social media, like Instagram, like Snapchat, and for some people it's WhatsApp, or like you said, Clubhouse, or other things. So everyone has different ways that they communicate over the phone. But definitely for me, it was okay. Now I have to get back on social media, and it's really difficult to get off because that's how everyone's communicating. So Hannah or Alfonso, how has your relationship with your social media or your communication with friends over the phone been impacted by the pandemic?
Yeah, like everyone was saying, I've obviously I was never really on social media, and I had the apps but I never really used them. I wasn't bothered. But since then, obviously to talk to anyone nearly, you need to be able to talk on one of them, because I was now over here, at least I have 2 people's phone number, and one of them is me mom. So you don't even have people to text her at, and you have to message them on Instagram or Snapchat or something. or else you just never talk to them until you see them in person. So it
Yeah.
did end up that I was on like stuff like the Instagram. I was on stuff like Instagram or Snapchat and all, because like I had no other way of talking to people and like talking to my friends and all, because otherwise like I would have just sat in my house looking at the wall like for the whole time. Just I would have started like making up people and talking to them.
Definitely. Alfonso?
Could you repeat the question, please?
Yeah. How have social media or communication with other people, how's the pandemic affected that?
Obviously, it's not the same that face to face, but in this time, the screen, so the social medias, it's so important to communicate with friends and classmates, to communicate for works and the homeworks. Also, I feel lucky because I have some video games. With that, I can talk with more friends and take easy these times and forget for some minutes that we are in a pandemic, and the video games, in my personal experience, it's important, not so important, but it's important to relax and communicate with some friends and classmates.
Awesome. Owen or Victoria, do you guys want to add something about social media during the pandemic?
Yeah, I kind of just want to go back to something that you said earlier, Adam. I think something about the school friends, and really those are the main relationships that were directly impacted from this. Because I still was able to talk to my super close friends and then my family, but it was those school friends, those school interactions that really took a toll, really were impacted. And when it comes to social media, I think that was definitely a solid tool. I'm not the most active person. I think on my phone, the only thing I really have is Snapchat. But it was definitely helpful keeping in touch with other people.
Yeah, so social media definitely had its benefits, right? Because you were able to talk to people who you might not talk to every day because obviously you couldn't see them like you used to. Did you guys ever feel like being on social media was an addiction and now you have to be on it? You can't get off of it because if you get off of it, you're not going to have contact with anybody?
I do. I feel like, I consume it, of course, I do. But I feel like all of us are addicted to it at some point. And that is a bad thing. But I don't know, I feel like we have to stop doing that, to be in social media, at least for a time, to concentrate to do other things. Because now in pandemic, we might think like, oh, I'm going to be on my phone because I don't have anything else to do. But that's not true. You have many more things to do. You can read a book, go out and ride your bike, you can paint, you do whatever you want to do, but not being all day in social media. Because, well, for me at least, at some point I get a stress of being on my phone, and I was like, I don't know what else to see. I have seen all my social media. I don't know what else to do. And I get bored at some point of it. So I start to do other things. And yes, it's common for us to think that I'm in my house, what I'm going to do. I don't have anything else to do. I can go out, I can see my friends, I can communicate with anyone. But no, you have many more things to do. You can learn so many things at being at home and knowing yourself and your family.
Well, Victoria, that was a great answer. And you just led me into our third big topic that